Hello trainers, Professor Palm here, and welcome back to Summer Splash. I hope that you're all having a great summer. As for me, I am too. But I have to be honest, I kind of feel like one of Katy Perry's songs right now because I'm either too hot or I'm too cold. There's never the right temperature we need, but with as hot as summer is, and as we know it's going to get hotter, I think maybe we should go someplace nice and cool. Where should we go? I know! Let's go up north! Oh wait, that's a bad idea because I don't have a speedboat or anything good, and even if I went up north, like to the Arctic, I'm pretty sure I'd have to worry about icebergs or my boat freezing up there. So, how can we actually get to the Arctic without causing another Titanic incident, without freezing to death, and also getting the right Pokemon? We really need a Pokemon that works well in the Arctic. Not only that, but can also swim us there and smash through icebergs. What's a good Pokemon to think of? Maybe a penguin! Do we even have any penguin Pokemon? Yes, we do! Some of the greatest penguin Pokemon of all time! And we're not talking about you, Ice Cube. We're talking about the 3 OG awesome penguins. That's right. We're going back to Sinnoh and talking about Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon. In the Sinnoh games, you and your best friend are headed off to the lake, and as you're there, you notice the professor and his partner, Don or Lucas, have left the briefcase. You go into the tall grass to retrieve it, but then, alas! You are attacked by a wild Starly. What do? Oh, that's easy. You pick a Pokemon! But you have to choose one of the 3 starters. And who did you choose? To defend yourself from that Starly, you had to go with one of the Sinnoh starters, Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. Any one of these is a great starter, but today we're going to choose Piplup. For the very first water-type bird Pokemon, I think Pokemon hit the nail on the head perfectly with this line. I love these Pokemon. I don't care if they're flightless birds, they are some of the coolest looking water birds to date. And anyone who likes Ice Cube, that's fine if you like that Pokemon. But if you want to look at a real penguin Pokemon, look at this incredible line. You start with a little chick becoming a crowned penguin, becoming an emperor penguin, a literal emperor penguin. Empoleon doesn't just look like an emperor penguin. It looks like the emperor of the Arctic. How about that? Having an emperor on your team. Now that's a great starter. I have to be honest, as much as I really do love Turtwig, I have to say that Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon were the perfect line to be introduced for Gen 4. I don't think any other Pokemon got a major upgrade like Empoleon. I mean, wow. I think that this is one of the coolest water-type designs to date. And I also want to give a huge thanks to my buddy Jared, aka Phoenix the Pharaoh. He loves this Pokemon line, and I'm very happy to do this video for him. So thanks for giving me the idea, man. You're the best. And I also want to give a huge thanks to Tech Renova for my shirt for the video, The Emperor Within. If you're a big fan of Piplup and Empoleon, you could buy this shirt off Etsy. Tech Renova is an incredible artist. If you check her out, please buy a shirt from her or anything she sells. Give her the business she deserves, and hey, tell her Professor Palm sent ya. But I think that we should start off with this incredible line, and let's do it right. Today, let's go into Professor Rowan's lab and start with a starter Pokemon, and let's do it the way Don did it. And we're starting off with Piplup. Piplup, the penguin Pokemon, made its anime debut in the episode Following a Maiden's Voyage, where it was chosen by Dawn, Ash's traveling companion through the Sinnoh region. She made reoccurring appearances in the Pokemon Journeys anime as well, and she has to be one of my favorite traveling companions. I also want to tell you that if you choose this Pokemon, I hope you're ready for a challenge, because Piplup is a very prideful penguin. When looking at the back of Piplup, you can notice it has a blue thick on the back. This is what protects this Pokemon from the cold, but I guess you could also see it as a little hoodie that this Pokemon wears. If you like a challenge in any of your Pokemon games, I would say go with Piplup. However, if you want a real challenge, go with a wild Piplup. The reason why is that Piplup are very prideful Pokemon, and they don't like accepting gifts, training, or even food from their trainer. The reason why is it bruises their pride, and Piplup really like to show off with what they can do. When this Pokemon hunts, you would be surprised to know that despite being a little chick, it's a phenomenal swimmer. Piplup are like watching a jet go underwater. They have the ability to hold their breath for 10 minutes, and they can swim really fast. So trying to outswim this Pokemon may not be as easy as you think. So when a Piplup hunts, it definitely means business. They like to make their habitat in icy areas as well as icy water areas, as this Pokemon is very protected of the cold. However, since this Pokemon spends a lot of the time in the water, it doesn't have the best walking skills and it often falls over. So yeah, if you wanted to make a Pokemon Happy Feet movie, you'd probably have to find a better penguin, because this Pokemon is no Mumble. The only dance moves this Pokemon will have is falling flat on its face. Piplup do whatever they can to show their pride. In fact, when this Pokemon falls down, it stands up, puffs its chest, and walks on without a care in the world. I guess you gotta give it credit that it's not afraid to express itself, and that it likes to show that it can do a lot of things despite it being a chick, which is pretty good for a starter Pokemon. However, despite this Pokemon's pride, when this Pokemon feels very emotional, it will cry. And I have to say, I understand why this Pokemon does. It has a lot to defend for itself, and after all, it is a basic Pokemon, so sometimes it can be overwhelmed. And it's okay to cry, Piplup. Don't feel bad. However, the pride of Piplup usually gets in the way, and it can be kind of mean to other people. Wow, Piplup. As Lou Graham from Foreigner once said, you're as cold as ice. Despite Piplup's emotional problems and it being very prideful, I'd say that it's a very cute Pokemon, and it's one worth having on the team, because if you power this thing up with a lot, it'll become even stronger. But if you really want to see a Pokemon that brings the true meaning to the word pride, well, why don't you just evolve your Piplup into the penguin Pokemon itself, Prinplup. Prinplup, the penguin Pokemon, is a very interesting Pokemon to look at. I especially like the look it has on its beak, which gives me the feelings of the Rockhopper Penguin or the Macaroni Penguin. However, unlike most penguins, Prinplup can never form a waddle. Like most penguins, who stay together to stay warm, at least hunt together, and always try to be there for one another, all Prinplup have the inability to be equal, as every one of them thinks of themselves to be most important. Because of that, Prinplup oftentimes live in solitude. If a Prinplup meets another Prinplup, they can't help but argue about who's better at hunting, swimming, attacking, or even in battle, they have to prove themselves of who's the better one. So yeah, if you have two Prinplup, maybe keep them far away from one another. Prinplup like to hunt for fish Pokemon in the icy seas. Yeah, this Pokemon really, really loves the cold, and just looking at its body looks like it's wearing a very heavy coat. Also, this Pokemon can even sing. However, I'm not sure if you really would like to hear this Pokemon sing, because some people compare its voice to a roaring tide. I have to say, it really is a shame that Dawn's Piplup touched the Everstone and didn't allow itself to evolve. If you ask me, this Pokemon would have been great for evolution. However, Prinplup is the signature Pokemon of Kenny, who was Dawn's rival, and it made its debut in the anime episode, getting the pre-contest teeters, where Kenny also had his Prinplup not like Piplup, but after Piplup saved him, they became friends, and it was because of Prinplup that Piplup learned Whirlpool. While Prinplup may not be able to fly, you should not judge this Pokemon's flippers. In fact, you should stay very clear of those flippers if you're in its way. The reason why is this Pokemon can let out a wicked gust of wind with those flippers. It's that strong, it can destroy a thick tree. And despite having that power of wind, this Pokemon cannot learn any flying type moves. It can't even learn Hurricane, not even Icy Wind. However, it can learn Blizzard. So yeah, maybe stay clear of this Pokemon when it uses Blizzard, because not only will it blow you back, it'll also turn you into an Ice Pop. Despite Prinplup being a very prideful Pokemon, and it likes to be in solitude, it's a great Pokemon to have on your team. The reason why is because this Pokemon is always motivated to work its hardest and win. Even when it knows it can't win, it'll still keep going. It doesn't like to show any sort of weakness, and it always keeps going, knowing that it can probably claim a victory and show its pride. Being in the Arctic can be very boring and very cold. How Prinplup like to entertain themselves is they like to go sledding down hills. They don't make sleds, they are the sled. I guess if you put a couple little Pokemon on it, you can make this Pokemon a bobsled. How cute is that? I guess you could also compare it to Aang and Katara going penguin sledding from Avatar. But if this Pokemon was an alpha, it probably could take you penguin sledding as well. And that would be a ton of fun. After all, you'd probably have the most unbeatable sled in the world. While Empoleon looks like it may have a little crown on its head, it's nothing compared to what the real Emperor of the Sea looks like. As much as I love this Pokemon and think that it's a great motivated Pokemon, I think it's time to evolve it into the Emperor of the Sea itself, and sometimes we could call it the Royal Caribbean Pokemon, Empoleon! Empoleon, the Emperor Pokemon, looks like it's dressed in a fancy tux, like it's Oswald Cobblepot. Maybe this Pokemon's going off to play poker at the Iceberg Lounge, and if that's the case, let's hope it wins its game against 007. The most distinctive feature of this Pokemon is its trident-like beak. I have to say, it definitely looks like it's being crowned, but as I said before, it also looks like the Royal Caribbean logo. Also, this beak is not just for show. If you've ever played Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almaya, you know that this Pokemon can smash through the thickest of icebergs without even flinching. To this day, Empoleon is the only water steel Pokemon alive, and it's currently the only starter Pokemon to ever gain a steel typing. How cool is that? And with that trident for a beak, you can definitely see why. While it's known as the Emperor Pokemon, I think this Pokemon could even be Emperor of Atlantis. If not, I think it could be a member of Trident's. Empoleon is the only one of its kind today, as there are no other water steel typing Pokemon. And to this day, there are no other steel Pokemon for starter types. That's insane. Not only looking at its beak does it look like a trident, but it also looks like this Pokemon is wearing a royal crown. I guess this Pokemon could be Emperor of the Seas or even Emperor of Atlantis. Then again, this Pokemon could also be in the throne room of King Poseidon with his wife Amphitrite and his son Trident. While those guys use tridents for battle, Empoleon wouldn't need to worry about that. It could use its own beak to slash its enemies to ribbons. As impressive as this Pokemon is, it is the signature Pokemon of the Spaz, who is also Ash's rival, Barry. This Pokemon also made its anime debut in the episode Barry's Bustin' All Over. Yes, please get your laughs out. Empoleon's back fin, as well as the trident, give this Pokemon great balance, as it will not fall over, and it's a great swimmer. So yeah, if you want to get someplace fast in the Arctic, take a ride on this Pokemon. While I said before that Blastoise was like riding on a battleship into battle, riding on an Empoleon into battle is like facing the might of Atlantis, and you're going to face the Emperor head-on with a trident. How cool is that? The fingers you see on Empoleon's wings are very, very sharp. Yeah, this Pokemon can break anything it wants with one fatal swipe. However, this Pokemon can also be great at ice carving. So, since it's a water-type Pokemon and it can learn its own ice-type moves, I guess you could capture one and get your own personal ice sculptor. So if you have an occasion coming up, Just call on Empoleon. It'll make an ice sculpture for you completely free. While Piplup and Prinplup were very prideful Pokemon, never insult Empoleon's pride. This is a Pokemon you do not want to hurt the pride to. While the others could hit you with bubble beams and everything, this thing could use Metal Claw or even Slash at the max. Not only with its claws, but with its trident as well, and even the edges of its body, which could cut you to ribbons. Also, trying to outrun this Pokemon is a bad idea. Not only is it a fast swimmer, or you could think of this Pokemon as a torpedo underwater, but it also can slide very fast upon its stomach. So if you hurt this Pokemon's pride, be sure you have a Pokemon with Teleport to get you out of there. Unlike Prinplup and Piplup, Empoleon are very, very social Pokemon, and they really like to live in waddles. Waddles is a name of a group of penguins on land. However, the reason that these Pokemon can easily get along and understand who's in charge is because of the trident horns. Whoever has the longest as well as the biggest ones gets to be the leader. And I would have to say that since alpha Pokemon were introduced, I would often think an alpha would be in charge. Also, these Pokemon make great partners, not just for surfing, but they also are great for going into battle with. You could even ride on one if you want to, and you can even get places really quickly on this Pokemon. So, not only is it a royal master of the seas, it's probably the best friend you could have in royalty. Since Empoleon is a steel type, it's currently the only starter water type Pokemon to be normally damaged by electric moves, and it's also normally damaged by fire type moves. Also, this Pokemon is a very quick thinker, so yeah, that royalty thought isn't just for show. It doesn't even need a single minion. This Pokemon makes decisions very quickly on the flip of a dime. Remember, for those of you out there, when you take on this Pokemon, you're taking on the power of the Emperor of Atlantis. Pretty impressive to watch a little chick become an Emperor Penguin. Well, while we do know that from March of the Penguins that they grow very tall, it is pretty great to see that this Pokemon keeps its pride intact as it goes through, because even as a little Pokemon, it becomes something much bigger. While I can't say pride is always a great thing, I could definitely say that I see why this Pokemon wants to keep a good reputation. After all, it becomes a very royal penguin. Even though these Pokemon have a reputation to keep with their pride, I'd say that it's very good with their ability Torrent, because it powers up their water type moves when these Pokemon are weak. So yeah, if they do feel that their ego is bruised and that they're weak, not only will their water powers be supercharged, but nobody will know what hit them. And since you have these Pokemon that are really, really quick in the water, you could even have water battles on this Pokemon. And not only will it dodge the moves very quickly, but they all have the ability to hold their breath for a very long time underwater, taunting your opponent, making your opponent finally lose their patience and go in, and then having a quick finish. If you're thinking about who's the best starter Pokemon to go on the journey through Sinnoh with, look no further than Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon. It's a March of the Penguins that you will never forget. After all, they'll stay by your side and work their hardest to always help you out no matter what the situation is. These Pokemon are always motivated to be their very best. After all, Dawn had one for a very long time, and look how many contests she won with this Pokemon. Even though these Pokemon have a lot of pride, over time, after you gain their trust, their pride will move on to something more important, and that's you. These Pokemon will lay down their lives to save you, get you through anything, and they'll always be there for you no matter what happens. Now that's what you call loyalty. When you started off in any of the Sinnoh games, did you go the royal route with Piplup? Or were you feeling twiggy and you decided to go down the route of Turtwig? Or maybe you just felt like monkeying around and you started off with Chimchar. Whoever you chose as your own starter was your choice. But I have to ask, are you curious about what Quaxly will become, being the next water bird Pokemon? I have to say, I really am. I'm going to choose it, and if you are, please let me know. But most of all, I want to say that I still think Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon are the far superior water-type bird Pokemon. And I have to say, I really hope that Pokemon eventually does another penguin line, because Ice-Q was a big flop for a lot of us. But if you like it, good for you. However, no penguin Pokemon can ever surpass the wall of ice that Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon put before them. These guys are the royal penguins. If Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon are your favorite water starters, please leave a like. But also, if you like what you saw, please leave a like. If you have an idea for a water-type Pokemon you want me to cover for this month, another Pokemon in general, or any other videos in general you want me to do, please comment. And as always, if you like what you see and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And please, if you have a friend who really likes Pokemon and would like to watch these videos, feel free to share them. I love getting new people to talk to and new ideas. Summer Splash will continue to get even bigger. So, thanks for watching. Palm out.